and welcome to the Liberty Loving Kitchen, where the first ingredient is always love. I'm your host, Barry Patton, and joining me as usual is my co-host and dad, Patrick Patton.
How do you do?
And in this video, we are going to show y'all how to make hand-tossed pizza dough. But we use it primarily for breadsticks and also calzone. But you can use this for...
And we will be making some pizza with it too.
Yeah.
This was our original pizza dough that we have been making for 7 or 8 years now, I guess. And only in the last 8 or 9 months we came up with another recipe, which you may have seen. It's our thin crust pizza dough. And so that's what we've been using primarily for pizza now. But we do still like to use this if somebody particularly likes hand-tossed pizza, or if you just want breadsticks. So we don't make a lot of breadsticks anymore because the thin crust pizza dough isn't really good for making pizza or breadsticks.
All right, so the first thing we need to do is get our mixture ready to start proofing our yeast. So what we have here is 2 cups of warm water, and to that we're going to add a half a cup of honey, which is what we're using to feed the yeast.
It'll get the yeast activated, or it'll make it start foaming up.
Next we're going to add 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast.
And we'll whisk that to get the honey mixed in and dissolved in the water. And at the same time that will get the yeast to kind of settle out. And then here in just a few minutes you should start to see this bubble up a little bit. And that's what the honey really starts to help it make it do. Did I say that right?
You did. And of course the yeast is what's going to help the dough rise. So it's really important that it's nice and foamy.
Well, if it doesn't foam up, then you have bad yeast.
Right.
Don't want no bad yeast.
Alright, so while that's doing its thing, we're going to go ahead and combine our dry ingredients in our mixer. So we have 1,680 grams or 12 cups of all-purpose flour.
You can use bread flour. Actually, this is bread flour. You can use bread flour or all-purpose flour. I can't tell much of a difference in this recipe.
Next we have 2 tablespoons Italian seasoning, 2 teaspoons of...
2 tablespoons.
Is that the Stevia?
No.
What is it then?
2 tablespoons of kosher salt.
My bad.
And then 2 teaspoons
of pure Stevia.
This is not like Stevia packets. This is pure Stevia. There is no fillers in it. And we'll put our lid on here. And we're going to mix the dry ingredients together here.
And to that, we're going to add a half a cup of olive oil.
There we go. And Now, at this point, we'll take our mixing bars off, and we're going to add our dough hook. And you can see now, we've got some bubbles. Typically, I would wait about 10 minutes to let this fully activate and get more bubbles. But it's not really necessary, because what we're going to be doing after we make this dough, we're going to do a cold rise where it rests, or it'll rise in the refrigerator for about 24 hours. We're going to make this for supper tomorrow night. So we have one more ingredient. We have our 2 cups of warm water, and
we have our water and yeast mixture. We have 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast, and to that we're going to add 2 cups of milk.
And we usually use whole milk. We have done it with 2% milk. Not really sure if it makes much of a difference. Probably not. And then we'll mix this all together.
While he's mixing, let me go ahead and remind y'all to smash that like button, ring that notification bell, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so
you need to subscribe before you ring the notification.
He's right, I got my order.
Before you ring the
Either way, do both of those things. Leave us a comment down in the comment section and share this video with all your family and friends.
That is correct. Now, what we're going to do now next is we will get our mixture going. Remember, we did swap out to the dough hook, and we'll just start putting this our wet mixture in here. Everything's pulled away from the side of the container, which we are getting to.
Pizza dough.
Yes, it does.
Which is what we want.
So pretty tough too. It's not a super wet dough. And when we actually start making this, turning this into crust, it's a pretty thick, it's not super workable. You have to work it, let it rest, and then work it again. So what we've got here is going to be, I'm going to split it up into 2 containers because this will grow and completely overflow this container. So I'll weigh what we've got here. That is 2,967 grams, so just under 3 kilograms. So we'll split that up into about half. $14.91, can't beat that. That's just about perfectly in half. And then I'll take this other one, put this in another container, just like this one, and then put the lids on them. And when we have the lids on them, we will let them rise for about an hour, just out in the room. And then at that point, we will take them and move them, well, usually it's going to rise a little bit, so I'll punch it down with my fist and just kind of punch the dough down, move it to the refrigerator, and then over the course of 24 hours, it may rise. If it starts to rise and looks like it's going to come out of the container, I'll punch it down again. But typically, once it gets fully cooled off, it won't do that usually, as long as you have it in something large enough. So we'll do that, and we'll come back and show you that tomorrow, or not tomorrow. We're going to do it in this show, obviously, but it'll be tomorrow when we snap our fingers in our back.
All right. But for now, we will see you in just a few minutes.
Stay tuned.
All right, we're back. Our dough has been in the refrigerator overnight, so now it's time to move on to the next step.
And you can see how the dough we made, how much it has risen in the refrigerator, what they call a cold rise. And if this had been in one refrigerator, or apologize, if this had been in one container, this would have come over and out. So fortunately we did not do that. But what we're going to do, we will turn this dough out onto our work surface. And it's good to have one of these little plastic scrapers, which helps you. It'll bend and kind of fit in the corners and help you get the dough out. And this is, we weighed this is about 3,000 grams, 3 kilograms. So we're going to split this up into 6 500-gram dough balls. And what we've decided to do, we're going to make this episode just the dough episode. And we will be, we'll have another episode where we make a pizza with this dough. We'll do one where we make calzone. And then we have 2 different types of breadsticks we make. Breadsticks are the same, we top them differently. We have a topping that's a cheese topping that we put on them, and then we also do one with just kind of a like a topping you'd get at Pizza Hut or something. But right now we'll go ahead and weigh this out. Scraper. Like I said, we're looking for about 500 grams and 416. This is also very good when you're working with dough. $500. $501. That's pretty good right there. And $471. So we have some that's just a little bit lighter, and that's due to overnight it loses a little bit of weight just through evaporation. This is going to be a little bit light. 485. And $493 and $487. Now, please join us in one of the other videos that we'll link at the end here, where we roll this out into breadsticks, roll it out into pie crust, pizza pie crust, and where we roll it out into basically the same thing, pie crust, but pizza pie crust, pizza crust. I don't know.
Calzone is what he's
and then we're going, and then we'll make that a calzone. But anyway, thanks for watching.
And before we head out, we'll just remind you to smash that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a new video. Leave us a comment down in the comment section and share. We'll see you next time here on the Liberty Loving Kitchen.
Thanks for watching.